we found ourselves a nice sandy beach here. This looks absolutely pristine and beautiful, but unfortunately we've got a bit of a cliff face, so we're just going to walk around the corner here, see if it flattens out and we can get up onto that embankment. Camping on that would be absolutely brilliant. A nice sandy beach, as I said, down the bottom here. Just got to work out a way to get up there. You can see the cliff is up the top there, that tree stuff up, so trying to work out how we can get up there. Well, unfortunately we can't get up there, but I tell you what, I like the idea of these beautiful pristine beaches in the middle of winter in Queensland. That's what I've come to this location for. We've just got to try and find somewhere we can access an actual camp spot. Well, this is more like it. High tide's going to come right up into here somewhere. So I need to be up on the flat stuff here. It's not perfect, but I think it might do for us for one night. Once again, we only need a bit of a flat spot, something like that. Put a tent in. I think we'll scout around a bit further, see what we can work out. You can see these brown leaves here as the current high tide mark. It's obviously a high tide when it's been in the peak season around Easter and so forth. So I think we might just put the tent up into there, see if we can string the tarp up between these sort of bushes here, see if we can get that to work. And if nothing else, we'll wake up to a beautiful view tomorrow morning once the tide's in. Should be absolutely lovely. Well, it's just 10 to 10 past 3. High tide's at 6:30, so we'll head out now. And head across out of the window over here as the water's coming over these flats. Just spoke to one of the other people that's camping further up the river. And they were saying that they were catching whiting. And of course things like mud crabs and sand crabs and the like. So a couple of whiting for dinner would be lovely, I must admit. At this point in time, we'll take anything. Trying to get out of this wind and chop. The water's all stirred up on the shallows, so it's going across a deeper channel here. Tuck in behind some mangroves. See if we can find some bream hiding up in the mangroves. Mangrove jack, or even whiting. It's a bit rough out here, unfortunately, this afternoon. Forecast was for nice calm weather, so not sure what's going on here. Finally got into some quiet water. The sun's actually quite warm tonight. It's beautiful. Bloody hell, I've got a fucking audience here. What's going on?
Jump the autograph.
Come to the wrong place. Little flathead, might be size. Let's have a look. Well, that was crazy. Changed lures, cast it out, pulled it back in, bang, got a nice flathead. As I'm pulling it in, all of a sudden I realised I'm surrounded by fishing kayaks, fishing boats. It was like being in an audience all of a sudden. Crazy stuff. Hey, happy to get dinner. 40 centimetres, just on size for a flathead. I'll take him home now, fill him up, and cook him a little bit different tonight. Might do him in a bit of a batter, beer batter, which would be nice. I'm going to make it an early dinner because I've only had one sandwich all day to eat, so I'm a bit hungry. So I'll have an early dinner, cook in the light, which will be a nice change as well. The old pensioners dinner, as they call it. And of course, enjoy that with a couple of beers. Cheers. Right, let's try this beer battered fish. Very spectacular. Bit of a process to get it done at a campsite, I must admit, but well worth it. Gonna sit back and watch the sunset behind me here, or in front of me I should say. Have this beautiful meal and a beer, and then we'll come back and think about some dessert later on. Woken up to an absolutely stunning morning this morning. Beautiful out on the water. Nice relaxing breakfast and coffee around camp. Heading down towards the mouth of the river where it joins the bay. Just for a bit of exploration. It's got a fair flow on this river, so I'm not going to go up further. I'll do that next time I come back. But for this morning, we'll just go for a wander. Just scouting along the mangroves here. Letting the river take me out. It's amazing, but last time I was out camping, I actually got sunburnt, particularly around my nose and ears. Which is crazy for the middle of winter, but anyway. It's not like we're getting a reflection of snow or anything like that. Well, unfortunately, no joy at all. Starting to get towards the middle to late morning. Head back to camp. Wouldn't believe it. Just put the oar down to pull out the weed off the lure, and as I pull the lure along, bang! That sells something decent here. Hopefully not a stingray. Or any sort of ray, to be honest. Really don't know what this is. Probably quite strong. Normally it would come up to the surface by now. As I said, I'm hoping it's not a ray. It's certainly bobbing its head like a fish. Water's relatively clean, but I still can't see what it is. I'm going to snap it off. Got a feeling it might be a ray. Sort of sitting dead on the bottom now. Nope. Yep, snapped him off. Bugger. Bugger. Well, we'll fast forward it back to camp. Get ourselves packed up. How beautiful is this? Like a mirror. That's beautiful. Well, that was an interesting end to a fishing trip. I reckon that was a shovel-nosed ray. I was thinking about it on the way back. They got a long pointy beak on them, and the way that thing was shaking wasn't like a normal ray where it's just flat and it just sits onto the bottom and so forth. So I reckon it's one of those guys. I actually saw one similar scenario in a video I did a couple of years ago, Easter two-nighter, and there was a young guy and his dad out in a little boat that they built, and they caught one on a lure as well, but they caught it right up under the actual point of its nose. And they actually dragged it all the way back into the beach because he had stronger line. And then we all got it off together at the actual beach itself. The father grabbed it by the nose and pulled the actual lure off, and the son grabbed some photos and so forth. So I'm thinking that's what it was, because it was just moving around far too much at the start, particularly from a normal stingray. So anyway, all good. Great to get back to camp now. It's a bit of a plunge, or a bit of a slog back up the river, I must admit. But the tide's about to turn, so we'll pack up and we'll go back with the tide up the river, back to the ramp where I put in. And you never know your luck, we might catch a fish on the way back. Look at this cheeky little fella. You're a bit cheeky. What are you getting? No? No food here for you, buddy? What do you think you're going to get? You are unbelievably cheeky, boy. Well, we're out of camp, heading back upriver, but luckily, being an estuary, we've got the tide pushing us up, which is nice. I always love crystal clear waterways, rivers, lakes, estuaries. This one's beautiful. Got a bit of a brown tinge to it. A bit of the tea trees and the bush around this area. Outside of that, it's just beautiful and clean. It's lovely. Always nice to have a waterway to yourself. Well, that's a wrap. What a cracking weekend. That beer battered flathead fish last night was just next level. Talk about nice. Plenty of crunch, the actual batter itself, lots of flavour, and of course some chips to go with it and a cleansing ale. Talk about great camping. Definitely want to do that one again. The batter is a little bit fiddly to use, I must admit. Gets a bit messy. I've got half it on my pants, I noticed this morning when I got up. That's okay. I need to take a little bit more oil next time, but I'm definitely going to do that again. That was just delightful. Cracking weather, of course, in Queensland, subtropical Queensland here in Australia, 22 degrees Celsius in probably the coldest month of the year, so I can't complain. So thank you for joining me on this adventure. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did. I look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.